When I saw this headline last night, wrapping up some things to get ready for the day today and some actual work getting done, it seemed rather familiar. And it seemed rather familiar because just 3 months ago, we talked about this. During a golf outing with Roger Clemens, Donald Trump was sort of hinting that he really would like to have Clemens in the Hall of Fame, despite all the reasons to not have him in there, or maybe some reasons to have him there that might have some asterisks near them. So when today's headline popped up, I decided why not have some fun with myself and be a bit meta and have myself redo the story I did last time while doing the story that's now for this time, because there's actual updates that may or may not happen. So it's the eve of the Contemporary Baseball Era Committee's Hall of Fame vote. That was last night. The vote is today on Sunday, the 7th of December. President Donald Trump publicly called on the Baseball Hall of Fame to induct former star pitcher Roger Clemens. In a long Truth Social post from yesterday, Trump said that committees should do the right thing by finally putting Roger Clemens, known as the Rocket, in the Hall, calling him clearly one of the greatest pitchers of all time. The push comes just before the committee announces its 2026 class, and it highlights how politics and sports and Donald Trump himself are overlapping in all sorts of things for Trump. He is basically putting his name literally and likeness on all about anything that he can do, and the Clemens vote is one of those things happening as well. So the news reports is that they're actually reviewing Clemens' record on how the strong case he has to get on the ballot is. 24-year career, 354 games won, ninth all-time at the time, struck out 4,672 batters, that's third all-time, and collected a record 7 Cy Young Awards as the best pitchers in the league. But despite these numbers, he never reached the 75% support needed from Baseball Writers Association of America's to vote, and tops out about 65.2% in his final year in their main ballot in 2022. Now, the major reason is long accusations on Clemens using performance-enhancing drugs, even though he has always denied it and was acquitted in 2012 of charges that he lied to Congress about using steroids. But in Trump's post, he argued that the only thing keeping Clemens out of Cooperstown is rumors and innuendo, which were not proven, stressing that Clemens never tested positive for any banned substance. He also blamed Obama-era Department of Justice for going after Clemens in a criminal case that ended in a full acquittal, saying the pitcher and his family should not have to, quote, endure this dispute any longer, end of quote. Conservative outlets and some fans echoed Trump's view, saying an acquitted player with this kind of resume should not be punished forever with accusations that never led to a conviction. Others, including many baseball writers, note that the Hall's voters have consistently treated steroid links, proven or not, as any steroid stain to a player's legacy, which is why the writers didn't vote him in. So the legacy committee now has that option, but they think everything should stand based on the rumors and innuendo, even if Trump thinks that those are bad things. Trump thinks that. The intervention by the president lands in the middle of a larger fight over how to judge the so-called steroid era baseball and everyone involved. The same contemporary baseball era ballot includes Barry Bonds, another person dealing with the same cloud over his head with basically all the big numbers and doping accusations. And both Clemens and Bonds were both named in a 2007 Mitchell report on performance-enhancing drugs. So those innuendos and rumors have been there for, let's say, quite some time. Other columnists point out that many players that are linked to steroids, even without formal punishment, have been shut out of the Hall of Fame as well by the writers based on their thoughts on cheating. Some commentators say Trump is simply voicing what a lot of fans think, that the Hall of Fame should reflect who actually dominated on the field and not any sort of moral character, if you will. Others argue that having a sitting president lobby for specific candidates, especially controversial ones, risks turning a sport of honor into a political battleground and is a little weird in a lot of senses. Now, the decision on Clemens now rests in the Contemporary Baseball Era Players Committee. It's a 16-member panel of Hall of Famers, executives, and media figures who will reevaluate the players who have fallen off writers' ballots, and a candidate needs 12 votes to get in, 12 out of 16. This is not Trump's first time weighing in on Hall of Fame debates at all. Earlier this year, he publicly pushed for the all-time hits leader Pete Rose to be reinstated and eventually inducted into the Hall of Fame, which MLB later changed its rules so lifetime bans can expire at death, making Rose eligible posthumously. That history makes some observers wonder how much informal pressure Donald Trump is actually putting on people in Hall of Fame rims or baseball or sports or any sort of rim because he's Donald Trump. Now, Trump's push shines a spotlight on the Hall of Fame's long career and uncertainty on how to handle the steroid era players, forcing a fresh look at Clemens himself and maybe a few others down the line. For fans who believe in innocent until proven guilty, the argument is right there for you. He was innocent until proven guilty, and proven not guilty, if you will. And so, since he does not have a conviction, no sort of indictment, why not put him in the Hall because he has the numbers? Why? Because the president is lobbying for him, because he is, and there's still the taint of steroid era baseball. Now, in this day and age now, many years removed from these players, that same sort of level of scrutiny isn't there. Not that anyone else is using prohibited and drugs. They find people, they find them, they get them out of the game, do what they can with those. But this is a big deal where a lot of folks all of a sudden beefed up really quickly and the numbers rose so significantly. And many players were actually doping and using things. It just happened to be the ones that we love the most, who found ways to get around some of the chatter, whether they actually were using or not. We will see if Donald Trump will have the clout, have the push, have the stick, if you will, to get Clemens in the Hall of Fame this weekend, essentially just saying, hey, do it. We'll see what happens. And if whether his pull on sports and on all things that are pop culture and everything continue for Donald Trump. He says it and they do it and it goes along with it. I'm even wearing black t-shirt. It's amazing. It's like I knew this thing seemed so familiar because it literally was. 3 months ago, go check out on YouTube. I'll try to put the link into whatever. I'll have the same thing I said right now. Donald Trump says that Clemens should be in the Hall of Fame. He's pushing folks to make it work. He's pushing specifically as the voters are voting essentially right now. They dealt with college football in the playoffs already. They'll deal with this one going forward. We shall see if Roger Clemens gets a green light, a thumbs up, 12 out of 16 to go into the Hall this year, or maybe a little more poking of the Bears by one DJT to make this thing happen eventually.